Hi guys, thanks for being here, and just good start for the Huskers, and we're excited. We feel like this is a really big week for us. We need to really make some improvements in some of the things we've seen in our first two ball games, and continue to really improve and have a great week.
You mentioned needing to improve. Where do you feel like those areas are right now?
Yeah, I think one of the big things is we want to take care of the basketball a little better than we have in our first few opportunities against an opponent other than our scout team, and I think it's something that we've given up a few too many points off turnovers. We fouled a little bit too much on the road at Wyoming the other day, so being able to defend without fouling and taking care of the ball will be on the front of our focus.
What's been some pleasant surprises maybe through the first few games?
I think the first couple of ball games we've had some defensive intensity that's kind of been sparked a little bit from Natalie Potts, I think, a freshman that's really come in and given a great spark to our team and made a lot of deflections and plays on the defensive side of the ball, and so that's something that you love to see out of your newcomers. And I've been excited about the way that we were able to get paint touches and find a way to put points on the board at a really stingy defense at Wyoming, even when we didn't shoot the three-point shot particularly well.
Do you have to guard against or remind your team, like, hey, Creighton's at the end of the week, focus on the game at hand before?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big thing for our team is just all year, we've just been trying to stay locked in. Our motto for this year is in the work, the win, and just every single day trying to stay locked into trying to win the day. And so for us, it's about trying to have a great practice today and not necessarily focus on even tomorrow's Elkhorn State game. Just how are we getting better at all the little things today, and how are we going to use that to then better ourselves tomorrow, and just staying locked in the present. And that's something that we're always going to be guarding.
Sure, there's small differences between Creighton from previous years, but it's basically the same team for the third year in a row. What do you know about them? What's it like to prepare for a team that's very, very similar to the teams you faced in the last few years, but the results were different?
Yeah, I think, we've really been trying to keep our focus on preparing for Elkhorn State, which is tomorrow. And so I haven't done a deep dive into what's different about Creighton's team this year. Just we do know for sure that the roster is very familiar, and I think both programs, both coaching staffs are incredibly familiar with each other. So just that in-state rivalry game that I think our kids have come to love.
Was there something about last season's game that just seemed different or out of character for your team, the way they responded up there, or things that you don't think you'll see again?
Well, I think that, last year early in the season, and as is, kind of every year early in the season, but we were dealing with some things, just, trying to adjust with Sam Hybe being out and just some new kind of, there's always those injuries that you have to adjust to and find a way. And, we've been still doing that this year with Allison Widener going down and Maddie Kroll being out these first couple of ball games, and everybody's having to pick up just different roles and different kind of identities and bring something different to the table. And so that'll be, I think that's something we dealt with 1 year ago and something we're still dealing with here at this point in the season as well.
How is Maddie coming on?
Yeah, I think just every day she just gets a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So it's kind of a day-to-day situation, but I'm pleased with the progress she's making.
Some of us haven't gotten to talk to you since signing day. When you look back at Britt, how much pressure the last few years have you personally felt to get her, and can you briefly kind of take us through when it happened?
Yeah, honestly, I just feel really excited about the opportunity to coach her, because I've known firsthand for many years just what a tremendous young lady, what a tremendous competitor she is, and just have been able to watch her play soccer against my daughter and basketball with her. And, she's a fabulous softball player. I mean, she's just a great athlete in almost everything she does, but just has tremendous character. And so just feels great to finally have her signed as a Husker, and just excited for the future of our program with that news. And we knew that there were a lot of really, really good programs that she had the option to go to, and really kind of came down to that last weekend right before signing date, and I found out on Friday night, and she announced on Sunday afternoon. So just kind of an exciting weekend for us heading into the signing week.
Speaking of your own daughter, obviously she has a senior year left to play. But you probably had no recruit who knows the program better than she does, right? Yeah. So does she give you thoughts or insight about this current team and how she views things? I mean, she's a pretty smart player. Do you talk to her about what's going on with this team now, because she's going to be a part of it?
Oh yeah, we've had lots of conversations. She's not your average. I mean, when Kennedy was 7 years old, she was watching film over my shoulder, and she said, "Why'd they switch to zone defense?" And not a typical 7-year-old to even notice that someone had switched to zone, much less that it was not a good decision to make. But she's been around this team, this program. She loves the girls that are in it. She wants success for them. She is able to come and watch practice on a regular basis. She's just around it. She has opinions. She has thoughts. She's a very high IQ basketball player, and so, yeah, there's no doubt that we have conversations, many, at the dinner table, and even on the plane heading back before we take off to come back from Wyoming. She's got thoughts about things, timeouts she thought I should have taken, and the such.
Do you ever disagree?
Yeah. Yeah, more with my husband than with Kennedy, but certainly, yes, there's lots of opinions, and I love it that way. I've never wanted to be one that's surrounded by yes people, but people that are going to look at things differently and help challenge me and help me grow as a coach. And trust me, between my dad and my husband and 2 daughters, they like to do that.
Have you put much thought into how you're going to coach her next year, because it's such foreign territory next year? Do you feel like you have to be maybe harder on her to set an example, or just nameless, faceless player?
Well, we've put a lot of thought into it, and there were many conversations, because she had some other really good options as well to continue her collegiate career, and I really wanted to make sure that she had an opportunity to walk through that recruiting process and make decisions based on just what was best for her, and not just the passion that she has for Husker women's basketball. And so we talked about the things that are going to be fun about it, us getting to share some really cool experiences, but the things that are going to be hard about it too. And there's some challenges to that, and part of it is I probably will be a little harder on her than I am everybody else, and that's kind of how my dad was to me when he was my coach, and I think it's kind of a natural instinct, is just the expectations will be higher.
And the expectations of her balancing multiple sports, how do you think that's going to go?
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to iron that out, and kind of, fortunately I have a pretty good relationship with Ronda. We've been able to sit down and kind of talk through kind of month by month and year by year, and just kind of make the decisions as we go, as each team kind of sees her fitting in. And so I think she's always been better when she's busy, and she's going to continue to be busy.
Does that help a little bit that you've already had experience with juggling an athlete that has responsibilities with 2 different sports?
I think probably it helps a little bit, yeah. I think we've learned a lot of things through the first year and a half or so with Maggie, and just being able to watch her. She's a really special, unique circumstance, because she just has the ability to manage really, really well. And so, hopefully Kennedy can really look at that and learn from the things that Maggie is doing well.
Amy, when you look at this to see your team improve on, or are there specific things that you feel like you really need to make sure you make progress in?
Yeah, I mentioned a little bit earlier about just taking care of the basketball, something that we've been a little too free with the ball, I feel like, and that's something we've wanted to corral in a little bit, and defending without fouling, being able to continue to have the intensity that we've had in the first couple of ball games, but to do that without giving up so many opportunities or putting ourselves in the bonus so quickly where our opponent is shooting free throws so early into quarters. And so that's something that we're really going to focus on. We fully expect tomorrow that we're going to see some mixed defenses, so trying to continue to improve on zone and man and continuing to play with pace.
Back to Creighton for a second. What makes Morgan Valley so hard to guard?
Yeah, their whole team is just really multi-dimensional, is highly skilled. I think Morgan Molly, Emma Ronzik, they can post you up. They're very, very crafty around the rim, and they also can score from behind the arc. They get shots off really quickly. They're very creative. They can handle the basketball. They, just do a lot of things well. And so to have multiple players on one roster with those unique skill sets is it's one of the reasons why they're a top 25 team in the country and just so hard to defend.
You mentioned Natalie's defense right there. She's been a pretty big part of full court press. How do you see her kind of step into those responsibilities? She's had a lot of complexity this year from that.
Yeah, Natalie's really confident. That's something she's brought to the table. She plays with a motor. She's active all the time and really aggressive. She has a mindset of going to make plays. She's not just trying to kind of be there to be there. She's going to go make plays. And so sometimes just working on a little bit of discipline with her, but certainly we do not want to tame that because it's really been a huge bright spark for our team, and I love the mentality.
She's won 102 games in a row now.
Yeah, that's right. The state championship game that she won her senior year was her 100th win in a row for high school. So just a really storied high school program, plays for an outstanding high school coach, and has had a lot of success and knows how to win.